Welcome to Herf Zone Live, the show that is Welcome to Herf Zone Live, the show that is unlike any other cigar show where we have the most eclectic lineup of guests, of which some who smoke cigars and some who don't. Either way, we bring you the best content weekly. Herf Zone Live is sponsored by StogieLives.com. It is a brand new social media site just for cigar smokers. If you're tired of the way Facebook's treating you, and all that, then you need to head over to StogieLives.com. You can make a profile, you can start groups, host events on there, all that good stuff. See what everyone is talking about, StogieLives.com. And down in the description below on Facebook and YouTube, you'll see a link. Um, Stogie Press and myself, we are teaming up with Ace Prime Cigars, and we are doing a fundraiser for the people of Jalapa, Nicaragua. You can find all that information in the Stogie Press article. There's a full detailed description on all that, and check that out and make a donation if you can. Try to share it if you can, and it's doing a lot of good stuff for the people who produce our cigars in that cigar producing country. All right, so without further ado, waiting in a Cigar Hustlers podcast green room, this has finally happened. We made sure he was even on here like 30 minutes early, and it's going to be an awesome show. I have Mr. Marc Alston from Select Draw Cigars. I'm going to bring him on the screen. What's going on, brother?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. We finally made this happen. I was beginning to think that, that one time I was like, man, this wasn't meant to be, but it was meant to be. And I'm glad to have you on the show, man.
I'm thankful to be here. It was technical difficulties on my side completely,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah. We were
I finally
trying. We were
figured this
all
crap
trying to
out.
help you. Yep. Yeah, we were all trying. So, but the only good thing that came out of that, I had just bought my Select Draw cutter. This is the where the cutter looks, and I'll take it out so you can see it. You poke your holes in the cigar. I've had a little bit longer of a time to be able to experience the cutter, and I mean, so far it's been a great experience. Like, what kind of feedback have you been getting on Select Draw since you came out with it?
We have really good feedback. We have 4.7 out of 5 on Amazon, and so that's 91% of people enjoy the products. We've had rave reviews so far.
Awesome. Yeah, like for me personally, as somebody who got it, like Amazon's customer service, they had it in a warehouse close to where I was. So it was like early Friday morning that I like early hours of the morning that I ordered this. By
Mhm.
Saturday afternoon or evening, I already had the Select Draw. So it was cool. And then, I mean, I'm just impressed, man. Like, it's simple to use. It's nothing that's like complicated, and it's just one of those things where, I mean, it's not something that you need to have, but if you like cool cigar accessories, this is definitely well done. It's a well-made product, so you don't feel like you're wasting your money or anything. Because you're definitely not. You worked real hard on it, so yeah, man.
Yep, we just say poke it and smoke it. That's
Poke it
our
and smoke it.
slogan. That's our slogan.
Okay, nice. Well, we're gonna get into the interview here. Just learn more about you, learn more about Select Draw, and your whole history. Just as I was telling you in the beginning of this, before we started, I do my research, so we're gonna get started here. So, I like to let my audience get to know my guests as people. So, tell me about your early life. Where are you originally from, and what was it like growing up in your household?
So I grew up in Somerset, New Jersey for the first 9 years of my life. Father, mother, and older brother. And as the younger brother, I tried to get away with stuff, but usually mom didn't care either way. And so I'm kind of a Jersey slash Maryland guy. I got down to Maryland when I was 9 to 10, and have been in Maryland ever since.
Hmm. And so, did you play any sports growing up? And if not, were you involved in any other activities?
So I'm a track guy. My dad was a track star in Massachusetts. He won the 100, the 200, and had the high jump record for like 40 years.
Oh wow.
Uh, the gene pool did get a little messed up a little bit, so I came in like fourth and fifth. And maybe in the relays, we won states at Oakland Mills, indoor and outdoor. So I was a relay guy. I was the one on the first leg coming out the blocks.
Mm. So, like, do you feel like it was like almost expected since your dad was like a big track star, or did you just decide you wanted to do that on your own?
He put us in track in Jersey, started his own track group, and he was bringing
Okay.
kids from the neighborhoods into it. So I think he wanted to experience the other side, the coaching side, rather than the participation side. So yeah, he definitely encouraged my brother and I to be in track. And then also I was in bowling. My brother and I won first place when we came to Columbia in the bowling team. And
Mm.
so I've always been in sports. So my mother put me in roller skating, swimming. She put us in everything because growing up in Alabama, I don't think she had the opportunity to do all the different things that she gave to us.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so, and I'm pretty sure because you're a very smart man, you're a scientist. We'll get into that later. But what college did you
Mhm.
go to, and tell me about what your experience with that was like.
I went to a HBCU, Howard University in DC,
Mm.
bachelor's and master's degrees. So I was down there for 8 years. So yeah, I
Nice.
studied. My I'll always say my dad said the army's not for you, son. You need to study. I said, thank you, Father, for telling me.
Absolutely.
Because my
And
dad was in
now,
the army.
yeah. Now, when you were in college, though, were you just kind of like straightforward, bookworm, or did you like to, party a little bit, typical college experience?
Sadly, I call myself the super nerd. I was a super nerd in high school. I was a super nerd in college. I think I went to like two parties the whole time I was
Mm.
at Howard, maybe three. So I was always a bookworm, and I studied down in the valley of Howard University, which is the biology department. And that's the way it's always been for me. I've always been very serious about my books and thought I could party later, and it has come true exactly as my mother thought it would.
Hey, but it seems like you're partying now.
I'm making up for a whole lot of lost time. Any party, anywhere, people. I'll be there. Wait, let me ask my wife first.
Hey, she could come too. So yeah.
Sounds good.
So before getting into the cigar industry, you were a scientist. Are you still working a full-time job as a scientist, or have you been able to focus on your business currently?
I still have a full time job with the government and a certain part of the government as a scientist, and still do that full time. My friends have been talking to me over and over again when this becomes the seven-figure business or eight-figure business we believe it will become. Will I retire? But my father has always told me not to leave a check on the table. So it's
Mm.
going to be a very serious moment for me. I've never quit a job so far. I've only gone from job to job to job. And even between jobs, I don't think I've ever had a day off between jobs. So my father believes in work, 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 work. Again, he was in the army for I think like 3 to 5 years, and so it's going to be a moment if this becomes when this becomes big enough to figure out if I can really lead. It's going to be a very hard moment for me.
Mm. And now I know you said you work for the government, but I know you're probably not, you're not trying to, you can't really disclose what you work on,
Mm-hmm.
um, but like, not necessarily like the company, but are you able
Mm-hmm.
to disclose like what type of like scientific work that you've worked on or
So
are working
mhm.
on?
So I can talk about in general. I At first I was in the laboratory and I did a lot of testing with different antigens and antibodies, and it was a lot of fun. I conjugated antibodies and used them to detect different things, and so I really enjoyed that work. But like my parents thought about, they was like, Mark, you're not making enough money for all this studying you did. I said, you're right. Let me try to get some more, go into another part of the government. And then I found another part of the government where I get paid more, but they need a scientific background. So it's definitely worked out for me. I love the lab. I'd love to teach children or mentor children in science because I've done that before, and that's where my real deep passion is teaching people science. I love science. It's fun.
Mm. And so, how long have you been smoking cigars, and what got you into the cigar lifestyle?
So I've been smoking cigars for about 5.5 years, and my father challenged me one day. He knows I'm a little boring. At least I was before. And so I'd just sit and watch TV and watch this and watch that. And one day he just called me and said, son, you make money, but you don't have any fun. I need you to go find something fun to do. I said, really, Dad? That's really? And so 99% of the time, my dad's right about me. He knows me way too well. And so that day, I went to a cigar lounge, Davidoff, Ellicott City, bought a Rocky Patel Java Mint, lit it, and the guys looked at me funny. They said, what's that smell? I said, I believe this is a Java Mint. And not that anything's wrong with Java Mint, because I love Java Mints, but they took the cigar from me and said, we need you to smoke a mild cigar instead. I said, oh. At that exact moment, I thought, Dad set me up. Why'd he set me up? I'm about to run home right now because I'm feeling funny. but I tried to relax. My anxiety level got a little high. I tried to relax. And then I thought, maybe these guys just trying to, play with me. Maybe they're just trying to be funny. And these guys have become some of my greatest advocates in my business after knowing them for all these years. So I thank Davidoff, Ellicott City. I thank the owners of Davidoff for allowing me to bring my product in. And I'm very thankful for those fun cigar interactions.
Awesome. Yeah, I think my buddy Andrew McCreary works there now. He just started working there. I think that's the lounge I'm thinking about. If he'll probably chime in because he watches the show. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So before you had the Select Draw as we know it today, you called it the Super Punch. So tell us about how that idea all came about, and why the name change eventually.
Mm-hmm. So Super Punch was created in 2018, January 21st, on my birthday. That was the inception. I gave my wife a straight cut at Puff and Quill Smokery. Tori, love you. That's the owner of Puff and Quill Smokery. Gave her a straight cut. She spat tobacco all night. My wife's a Gemini. I'm an Aquarius. I need to fix things. So she looked with me. She looked at me kind of like a little rough. And I had drank some gin. My buddies had passed me some drinks, and I was happy. So I couldn't understand how I could be so happy and she could be so pissed at the same time. So I went home, sat on the bed, and said, I can fix this problem. No one has to ever spit tobacco again. And it came to me. The next morning, went in her office. There's something called a frog pen that's about this size, made out of metal.
Hmm.
And there's all these little nail-looking pens sticking out. I grabbed it and I stuck it in a cigar, and I got a cold draw. And I was like, what the hell just happened? And then it started evolving. I started cutting pens down in a circle pattern. The circle pattern pulled the damn tobacco out like a punch. So I was like, no, I didn't want that.
Yeah.
So then I figured out, sorry, I have 5 fingers. I should have used all 5. 5 pins in a row worked to make a puncture in one direction. And then I didn't get enough draw. And I said, wait a second, I can turn it. So I turned it. and poked it again. I turned it and poked it again. I was like, I'm getting a better cold draw every time. Wow, what the hell just happened again? And so that was the inception of the Super Punch. And really, I just named it that out of I love Superman and Punch. And it's just that simple. As you can tell, I'm a Superman fan. I think some days I might be Superman.
And so eventually with the name change with Select Draw, like how did that come about?
So I went to Davidoff again, interacted with one of my friends, Marc, and Marc said, I know this can be something. And I said, I know it already is because I'm already selling Super Punches. I had the queen on top, I had the king on top, I did 3D plastic, I put nails in it. And so we sat down together and I said, I'm the inventor. I really don't care what the name is. I just want us to be able to sell the product to others. And we talked about it back and forth, and he came up with a great name. I'll always appreciate that. He's my CEO. He's an awesome guy. And he designed the logo behind me. He is an amazing businessman. And I just appreciate all of his support in my invention and us doing this together because he had all the connections with trademark. He had all the connections with the patent lawyers. He even had connection with the manufacturer. Our first couple of manufacturers didn't work out. But the last one that he found has been working out perfectly. So I'm indebted to Marc. He is we say we're a married couple because we argue like one sometimes. So we go back and forth, the different colors of Select Draw, we go back and forth. So he's been an asset and he's a great guy and I love him to death.
Awesome. And so what's the process like? Because you started making, what was Supercut, the Supercut at first, and then it kind of evolved over time. So what's the process like with creating a cigar cutter, specifically this? Take us through the process and how difficult is it to produce something like this?
So the process started out as just a plain idea, trying to morph the Super Punch into the Select Draw. The limitations of the Super Punch was they were 1 millimeter nails, and so the cigar would reseal. And you get a draw for a little while and it would stop. And you'd have to reopen it and fight with it a whole lot. And so we knew that was a limitation. So we went to American Bully right here in Howard County, where I live, sat with them, told them what we needed, the pen size, and they made it out of all aluminum. And I'm thankful to them for being our first prototype manufacturer. They made it out of airplane aluminum, pins and all, and the cap, even put the SD on the side. We also made it out of steel. It was a little too heavy with steel and a little too dangerous too. So it was nice that they made it in both. We looked at it and we said, that's not gonna work. That's a paperweight. It was heavy as hell.
Yeah.
So that was the first beginning of the process, was getting that CAD drawing by a professional engineer that knew CAD. Once we got the CAD file, then we had to find a manufacturer. We went through 4 different manufacturers in the United States. Some people didn't know how to put the pens in. So we're like, wait a second, we just gave you a G and you can't put the pens in? Or you're confused? Wait a second, I'm not an engineer. I did study 2 years at Howard University engineering, but I got to biology based on failure of calculus-based physics. It was a little too much. But went to these different manufacturers. Some of them wanted mass production, and we weren't there yet. And so Marc ended up finding a gentleman in another place that believed in the product and wanted to help us produce the product and didn't mind us having low quantities in the beginning. And so we made this great connection between 2 corporations, and they've made all the great prototypes of all the different colors. We just ask them, they just do it. They can see what's happening and where this could possibly go.
Awesome. And there are a ton of different cigar cutters on the market, and I'm sure that there's people out there that are like, what you have this cutter. There's all these different cutters. So, what what makes yours the most unique, and what separates Select Draw from the rest of the cutters on the market?
So if you do a straight cut, it's a straight cut. If you do a V cut, it's a V cut. If you do a punch, it's a punch. With select draw, you're choosing the draw you want. And over time, we've learned that we can pair with all other cigar cutters, and they can't pair with each other. You can
Mm,
do V cut side draw. You can do straight cut side draw. You can do punch select draw. You can just use the select draw through the cap. You can just use the select draw through the sides, or you can do side draw, cap draw, and switch. The funny thing is, I was teaching Mark this. It was so funny. You can get one draw from the cap, and if you put your mouth further over it with side draw, now you can pull
hmm
both draws. So you can be
mm,
switching all the time. Again, right in the middle of this, right now, I can switch to V cut and nothing happens. So, and I would still have side draw. So I consider our invention to be the Swiss Army knife of cigar cutters because it can do anything. It can even be a poker at the end when you want to smoke it all the way to the end. So it has multi-purposes. And I believe it's the
mm.
only multi-purpose cutter that exists.
Interesting. Yeah, that's awesome. I think. Well, there's another cutter that was kind of unique too, the Shirkin or whatever, but that has nothing. That's like it's
Mm-hmm.
not like I've never really seen them. I just seen pictures, but from what I understand, it was more like a gimmick, and I don't see this
Mm-hmm.
as being a gimmick. It's universal, like you just said. Like it's multi-purpose. It can pair with different methods of cutting your cigar. So, I mean, that's definitely providing some great ingenuity, for sure, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been
And
on the road a lot recently. What has been the public's perception of Select Draw so far? And also what is it like for you being on the road so much?
so being on the road this year has been amazing. I've been first started out at Philly Cigar Week. Shout out to Philly Cigar Week. The host is amazing. He brought me in, went there, set up, had a great time there. Went through the first moments of trying to hold together myself in the public eye. The first day
Mm,
on that, no, on Thursday I was fine. On Friday I crashed and burned. I don't mind
mm,
telling anybody. I had sold so much that first day and put out so much energy that I was exhausted Friday and could not make it to the second. I went to the first event, couldn't make it to the second event. My friends
mm.
calling me, Mark, where the hell are you? I said, I can't move. I can barely breathe. I'm freaking tired.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you better get out there because I felt for the first time all that energy and I couldn't
Yeah.
handle all the energy. I had people walk up to me and say, I have a select draw, take a picture with me. I had two or three ladies do that. Then I had some guys come to me, oh, you the select draw guy? Oh my God. Da, 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 da. And so all the energy was so overwhelming that the next day I just was exhausted. I went Saturday to another event. I've done Houston Cigar Week. Rich, love you. Houston Cigar Week was outstanding. We sold like 200 select draws in like 3 days. It was
Mm,
insane. But the same thing. I'm there, and my buddy Coach. I have to say thank you to Coach. He is my right hand man, and I thank my assistant now, Lena, who keeps me on schedule. But I went to Houston Cigar Week. I sat down to eat, and somebody's calling for me. I said, well, no, 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 no. This is a sacred time. I need to eat my damn gumbo, and I want to relax. I had a
yeah.
shot of Jack and Coke in my hand, and I'm scooping the first thing to my mouth. Mark, we need you to come out here. I said, oh boy. But it was fun. It taught me another lesson that this is bigger, much bigger than I ever imagined. going to Norfolk with Genevieve. Thank you, Genevieve. Genevieve closed 3 shops in 3 days. She started it and I finished it. So I have people just coming to me, helping me now. And I deeply appreciate all these people that helped me. The last place I went to was Kevin Gills for fedoras and pumps in DC.
Mm.
He's an awesome guy too. Went to that, sold about 10, had a wonderful time. He's a great host. He's going to be hosting DC Cigar Week. And so I just keep having these great interactions. But I had to take some vitamins so I could survive the energy that was coming at me and the energy I was releasing.
Yeah, definitely. And now, you're getting out there more and, through your partnership with Amazon and, you also sell it directly on your website. How many different
Mhm.
countries is the Select Draw found in besides the US currently?
The Select Draw has traveled almost the whole world in 2 years. So
Wow.
I'll just name a few. And thank you to Amazon again. Amazon allowed us as that great platform to reach the whole world. We've reached France, Germany, Denmark, Australia, New Zealand, Japan. I'll get into the Japan one the most. We're using Google Translate. I don't know Japanese. I'm not going to pretend I know Japanese. He's using his friend for broken English. I'm trying to translate when he talks a little Japanese to me, and I'm just praying I don't say something wrong. Because I'm like, Google, don't fail me now, please. Because if this translates wrong, this dude's going to be like, I ain't buying nothing. So I translated back and forth and back and forth. The guy sold 6 Select Draws in like the first day he opened the box.
Wow.
I have to thank our German distributors. The There's a cigar manufacturer. I'm trying to remember right now, but it's going to come to me later. But he hooked us up with this amazing German distributor, and they bought a ton of Select Draws to sell over in Europe. But the most interesting thing was when a place off the island off the coast of Australia, not New Zealand, it's a France Providence. My dad had to tell me because he knew better than me.
Mm.
And they had bought one. Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and to all the military guys out there and ladies, thank you, because I see APO on a lot of sales. And at first I didn't know what the hell it was. My dad was like, that's military, Mark. I said, oh shit, the military guys have it too. And ladies. I was so excited because it was so nice to see so many people enjoy the product that I created. And so yes, it's gone all over the world, and now we're just pushing we're about to push in a new direction.
Nice. Yeah, I have a friend in Australia, and he comes on this virtual herf that I go on. So I was
Mhm.
telling him about, the Select Draw. He was saying that they don't get Amazon in Australia, but he said they can use eBay. So I looked it up, and he was able. I don't know if he bought it, but I told him he could
Mhm.
get it off of eBay.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that was interesting. I don't know how. I don't know. I didn't know how all that worked, but he was saying that they can't get Amazon in Australia.
Hmm.
But I told him, I said, and he said they could do eBay, so I looked it up for him. I said, all right, it's on eBay, so whenever you're ready, because he buys a lot of stuff. He's a good guy. Shout out to my
Hmm.
boy Michael Panisi. He's the only guy that I know. He's Italian, but he's also Australian too.
Oh wow, that's a hell of a combination. That's cool.
Yeah. And so, do you have any plans on expanding into different cigar accessories besides cutters, or are you just going to stick with the one market?
So I've told other people this before. When I sit down, it's almost like a lightning bolt hits me. When the lightning bolt hits me, it's another invention. And so I have sketchbooks full of inventions, probably with 300 different cigar inventions. And so the great thing about Mark is I'm going to present different ones to him, and we're going to have a discussion about what's next. But Select Draw is doing so well, I might not get to any of the other ones.
Yeah.
I gotta figure that out. I just interacted with an engineer in DC that said he can make all my inventions, and so I just got to get him an NDA in the next 2 weeks and start letting him CAD draw these different ideas, because I just keep coming up with ideas every day. The more ideas I come up with, the more I need to relax, because to me it's overwhelming. I'll draw for like an hour, and my friends look
Mm.
at me like I'm nuts. They're like, "Mark, are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm okay, guys. I'm just stuck in this mode. And as soon as I come out the mode, I'm like, guys, I need one. No, I need 2 shots, because that high is so high, and my mind's racing so fast. It begins to feel a little overwhelming, just thinking. And so I'm glad I have people around me to help me come back down. But yes, it's just like a lightning bolt. It strikes me like Thor. That's what happens with my inventions.
Awesome. And is your wife involved with the business as well, or is she just backing you as a spouse and doing her own thing?
She backs me as a spouse. My wife is much further in her business than mine. My wife's company is Capital Chic Designs. She's the first African American in all Michaels across the country. And I am at least 3 years behind her. I definitely
Mm.
backed her company when she first started, and her company has exploded. And now I'm just trying to follow in her footsteps. It appears the Select Draw footsteps aren't the same as hers, but she gives me
Yeah.
tons of advice on different things I'm attempting to do. So shout out to Marc Alston. She is a awesome spouse, and I appreciate all that she's done for me.
Awesome. Now, what's been the biggest surprise to you since you started selling select draw cutters? Has working for yourself been all you hoped it to be?
Cutting the first check to myself brought me to tears. I've worked for someone my whole life, and to sign a check to go into our bank account was very humbling and shocking. And so that was the biggest shock to me, was definitely that. And then I had another great moment in Select Draw. We have a whiteboard video that we've posted many times. And I had a guy from France say, "You wasted 10 minutes of my life. I don't know what this thing is." And I said, "Wait a second." I said, "Okay. I've been challenged. I'm either going to back down, or I'm going to tell him what this thing does." I explained every single thing he could do with it, and he published me the next week. So even
Oh
my
wow.
haters seem to love me, which is okay. You don't have to love me too much. But what I've seen is that people that people that can't conceptualize something new have a fit about it. I had one gentleman at a cigar lounge act very reserved towards it. And then I've had other people get so excited about the jump at their skin. So what I'm trying to do is stay level-headed. But again, as an Aquarius, when I get excited, I get excited. The uh, the greatest feeling is creating something and having people enjoy it. And that blows my mind with every sale.
Awesome. Now, kind of going back to the road, have you had any weird experiences being on the road and traveling, or do things tend to go pretty smooth for you?
Um,
Other
I'm
than
gonna
when you got exhausted and you couldn't attend an event.
so I'm gonna say there have been events that I've gone to where things didn't go the way I hoped. Um, Maybe someone didn't know I was coming, and I thought the another person had told them. And so luckily people are so receptive. They say, "Oh, you're him. Okay. well, let's fix this. Let's fix this. But for the most part, most events have gone without a hitch, and people are very receptive to helping me to gain more knowledge. I guess Houston Cigar Week, the biggest shock was I gave a select draw away to the host,
Mm.
and she wouldn't let me go sit down. She said, "It's mic time, Mark." I wasn't ready at all. She put the mic in front of my face and said, well, my name's Marc Alston. I am the inventor of the select draw." And I had to just go with it right there. And I wasn't prepared at all. Honestly, I think I had at least one drink, which usually helps my anxiety to come down. But at that
Yeah.
moment, she shocked me, and I was not ready for it. But I had to just go with it. I had to go with it or fall off. So what's happened for me is I've become more quick to respond and to talk than ever before because I'm the kind of guy that would sit in the corner.
Yeah.
If you talk to any of my friends right now, I'd rather sit in the corner than be in front of a camera or be in front of anyone. But sales don't exist and no one knows how to use it unless I speak. So I have no
Yep.
choice now. And so I there's some times where I'll go to a cigar lounge, no select draw, nothing, sit in the corner, try to pretend I'm somebody else, and then somebody will say, "Oh, this, yeah, Mark." I'm like, "Oh, damn, you got me, damn." But but I appreciate that too. I appreciate people walking up on me, showing me they got the select draw, and just showing it to me like this and saying, "I got it," and I'd be like, "Thank you so much. You're awesome. I appreciate you." Because my first two inventions did not work.
Yeah. And what were your first two inventions?
My first invention was a wooden lapel pin. I didn't sell one. My second one was the golf piece that you put down when you pick up your golf ball, golf marker. Didn't sell one. I made them footballs, basketball. I thought it was all cool. It was going to work. Nah. So I always tell people dream your biggest dream and never give up because your dream will come true.
Absolutely. Now we just got a few little follow-up things, and then I do a lot of times I do what's a fun question segment to end out the show. In this case,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be more like trivia. It's okay. There's no points or winning or losing. It's just fun to see how much you know, useless information that you may know. But so yeah, just to reiterate for anybody who may have tuned in late or is whatever. So we can pick up the Select Draw on Amazon. Your website, that's selectdrawcutters.com, correct?
Yep. Google select draw to pop right up.
All right, cool.
Excuse.
And where can everyone follow you on social media and interact with you?
So select draw cigar cutters is our uh, number one IG, and you could always follow me at Cigar Celebrity 13456, I believe.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
you could
like
also find us on Facebook. I apologize. We also find us on Facebook, Select Draw, and then I have my personal page, Marc Alston on Facebook also.
yeah, that Instagram name though is a little long and confusing.
Yeah, it's the cigar celebrity one. I kind of just made up. I was like, so I used to. Well, I'm still a Howard Stern fan. So Howard Stern and other people, they made themselves the king of all media. So I'm the cigar celebrity. So I thought about
Mm.
it based on that.
Yeah, among thousands of us or hundreds of us now. That's probably why you put 1, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, there's so I had to keep changing the number until I got enough numbers that I finally made my own.
Definitely. So let's see here. And are you gonna be at any shops coming up?
I will be at the Virginia Herf. It is coming up at the end of August. I also will be in Atlanta for the Atlanta Cigar Week. I'll be at Virginia Herf for Saturday and Sunday, and I will be at Atlanta for Thursday to Sunday. and I'm just going to keep doing this. But coming soon, we'll be starting the magazines. Uh, Cigar and Spirits is definitely one we're going to go with, and also Cigar Snob. So we're about to transition from the traveling to magazines for more popularity and more exposure.
Awesome. That's what's up. Yeah, so now we're at the part of the show we're gonna do the fun questions, and anybody that's out there in the audience, don't comment on my personal page. Go over to um, my YouTube channel or to the Shirtless Mike page so I can see it here, and I'll put it up if you want to try to guess. It's interactive. There's no right or wrong answers. So we'll get started here, and then we'll end out the show. So the first fun question here is: how many countries still have the shilling as currency?
The shilling,
Yeah.
one.
All right. Well, how about this? Like, which country? It's actually
Ooh,
more than one, but try to guess at least one of them, and then I'll tell you the answer. Like I
ooh,
said, there's no right or
shilling.
wrong.
I'll just guess Germany, but I think that's some. I think that's something else.
No, you definitely got it wrong. And Uncle
Good.
Larry made a comment here. He got the amount wrong. So
Oh,
it's
it's two. Oh, okay.
so the answer is four countries, which is Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and Somalia.
Oh, damn. I sure didn't know that.
Yeah, but that's the fun part of this. You don't have to be
Mm-hmm.
like a trivia whiz or anything. All right,
Yeah.
coming up for the next question here. What is the name of the biggest technology company in South Korea?
Technology company. Um,
The biggest in South Korea.
South Korea. I'm gonna guess Samsung.
Yeah, you got it. I knew you would probably.
It's
I
right
knew
in
you would
front of me.
probably get that.
That's the only reason I got it. The name's on my tablet. It's a Samsung tablet.
Yep, I knew you would probably get it because it's one of those things you could just start naming off, and anything that
That
sounds
was
Korean.
funny.
So, all right, what is the common name for dried plums?
Dried plums. I'm thinking prunes.
Ding, ding, ding. See, some of
Yay!
them
I
I'm gonna
can't
make them
believe
kind of
it.
easy. It's just to for the fun.
I appreciate that.
And all right, so which country consumes the most chocolate per capita?
Uh, hmm. I would guess Switzerland.
You got that right too.
Yes, come on.
My friend John just came to smoke after the show. He's just in the background smiling, and I'm like, "Yeah, we're having a good ass time."
We're having a blast.
All right, now which country invented ice cream?
mm, Italy?
No, does anybody out there watching have any guesses before I give out the answer?
I think
Going
gelato.
once, going twice. All right, the answer is China.
Dang, I didn't know that. Wow.
Me neither. I
Thank
just
you.
find these and I'm just like, interesting.
That is interesting.
All right, now here's a really good one. So, and we all should get this, but what were the four main characters' names in the TV series Golden Girls that ran from 1985 to 1992?
Oh man. Um, Dorothy's one. Oh god. I can see her face. Mm, Gosh, my wife would kill me. I should know this. I can't think of any other ones.
Got three more to go.
Uh, the Marge?
No,
No, darn. I can see the fine one. I can't remember what her name was.
I'll give the first letters of the R, B, and S.
RBS. Blanche.
Got one, yes.
R and what was R and what?
R. Now you got Blanche, so R
Okay.
and S. Guess those names.
R R and S. R's the fine one. I can't remember the name. Dang. S. No, it's not Samantha. It can't be S.
No.
Uh, Dang. I wish I could remember.
It was 19 something Sicily. Think Sicily.
Hmm.
It's the little old one. The little old lady with the
Yeah,
big
I
glasses.
could see her, and I could see the lady that always flirted with everybody. I can't remember her name either.
All right. Well, I'll just give it up. So
Thank
Rose and
you.
Sophia. So Dorothy,
Rose.
Rose, Blanche, and Sophia.
Rose. I remember Rose real
Now your
well.
wife's gonna punch you after this. After you
She
tell
will
her.
be highly upset, but I'm gonna run out of here as fast as I can to the cigar lounge.
All right. There's a few more here. So which member of the Beatles married Yoko Ono?
That's John Lennon.
See, that's something that I know you would get.
Yeah, I got that one.
And which two countries have not missed one of the modern day Olympics?
Have not missed. Well, the original country is Greece for the
That's one of them.
Olympics. What could the other one be? USA? I think we missed some.
No, it's not USA.
Hmm. Greece. Hmm. Russia? They changed names
No, Greece and starts with an A.
though. Argentina?
No,
Angola?
we were talking about it a little bit in the interview.
Oh, hmm. Jeez. Hey.
Uncle Larry, Uncle Larry got one of them right, but the other one's not.
Yeah,
But
Greece. Yeah, I knew Greece because I've been there.
Greece and it's a country we talked about a little in the interview.
Uh,
Somebody watch your select draw in that country.
Australia.
Got it. We got it.
Thank you. I needed all that
All
help.
right. And which is the only American football team to go a whole season undefeated, including the Super Bowl?
The Dolphins.
Boom, got it.
See, I,
And that
I
was
know
back in
football.
1972.
That's right. That was before I was born.
Me too. This is the first time I've had a guess that we were both not born in that time period.
I was born in '74.
Yeah, I was born in '89, so.
Well, I'm an
And,
old fart compared to you.
hey, but we still weren't born yet, so hey, that doesn't make us
Yeah,
that old.
that's awesome.
Which country won the first ever soccer World Cup in 1930?
Mm. And the greatest teams are. I'm thinking Brazil.
No,
Mm. Spain.
nope.
Two big soccer countries. Yeah. 19 what?
1930.
1930. Oh, Lord. Can't be the USA.
No,
How did we play that? USSR?
nope. Give
Oh,
you one more guess before I reveal the answer.
one more guess. France.
Nope, Uruguay.
Uruguay. Wow. 1930. That's a long time.
Yep. And just two more questions here. So, which Central
Mhm.
American country has a name which translates to English as the Savior?
Let's see. These things I'm supposed to study too much science. I'm about to
I
just
should have asked more science questions, but that would be too
guess.
easy.
If you ask me science, I got it.
The Savior
I'm about to guess.
it translates from Spanish to English, the Savior.
Oh, directly. Well, I want to grab my phone
It's a
real
country,
quick,
it's a
but I'm not
Central
going to touch
American
it.
country, and it translates to the Savior.
Central America. So it's not South America, Central America. Belize?
Oh, Uncle Larry's got it before you. Hold on.
I
El
hope he got it.
Salvador.
El Salvador. Oh shoot, thank you, Uncle.
Uncle Larry, that's my dude, man. He watches mostly every week, so he's a good guy. And final question here, and then
Thanks,
we'll be
bro. I
done.
needed the
So
help real bad.
that's just what makes it fun, keep the laughs going and keep people
This is
entertained.
fun.
So
I'm having fun. This is
the
perfect.
unicorn is the national animal of which country?
Wow. Oh god. Oh my god. I can't think of that at all.
I'll give you a hint. It's the opposite of Ireland.
Opposite of Ireland. Opposite
It's
of
not
Ireland.
Ireland, but
Hmm. I don't believe it can't be Germany.
no. What other country do you think of when you think of Ireland? Kind
Uh,
of sound the same.
Iceland? No, that's not right.
No, the answer is Scotland.
Scotland. Oh, Scotland Yard. I couldn't get to the S part. I couldn't
See, I
get
was
it.
trying to make it easy, but hey, it's fun though.
Hey, it was a blast.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you for coming on the show, my brother. Man, it was good to promote what you do and all
Thank
that
you.
good stuff. And it's definitely a blast just having you on the show, and
Thank you.
definitely look forward to seeing where you're going to go in the future as you continue to get out there. And I know eventually, as I travel a little bit, I'll probably run into you at some point because mostly everybody I interact with from other areas, I eventually run into.
Yeah, I'd love to run into you. Just wanted to talk about my DJ T Bass.
Oh
He's
yeah,
making me.
yeah. Plug
Uh-huh.
everything that you got to
Thank
plug
you.
here.
Thank you. My buddy T Bass is making me a Voltron Superman tape. Or sorry, it's not a tape anymore.
A
It's
mix.
a
Well,
recorded
I mean, you can still
mix.
call it a mixtape.
Yeah, it's really not a mixtape. Tape. My daughter doesn't know what cassette tapes are. Ooh,
But
she's
even if it's not
19.
on tape, it's still that term in hip hop, like like a
Yep,
compilation of songs. They still call it a
absolutely.
mixtape.
So yeah, my buddy T Bass is making a Voltron Superman mix for me, and I appreciate that. It helps to keep my anxiety down before I start selling, so I appreciate that. And I also want to thank Briggs. Briggs has Smokescreen Life, which is a limousine cigar mobile lounge. And if you're in the Maryland area, check him out. And again, thank you so much. This has been awesome. And I'm just thankful to all the Select Draw fans. Thank you for your purchase. Please continue to push the word out. And I have many more inventions to come. But Select Draw is a blessing. And I'm just thankful people enjoy using the Select Draw.
Absolutely. And everybody that tuned in tonight, I thank you guys for the continued support. It's always a blessing. Next week, I got Care Viajante from Stogie Road Cigars. So that's going to be an awesome show. And, just going to keep, I told y'all it was going to be a hot summer. So I got all the best guests. We don't take breaks during the summertime. We just keep it moving. And, so if you're watching and right now and you haven't, subscribe. I'm 20 people away from 400 subscribers on YouTube. So make sure you go subscribe on YouTube and all that good stuff. Make sure you hit the like button on this, leave some comments, keep the algorithm pushing this interview. And everybody out there, thank you so much. And I will let you know when we're not live. So you guys have a great night. Thanks for tuning in.